Hi, this is Mark Burnett, Director of Marketing and Sales at the Peoria Civic Center, with another installment of Behind the Scenes. Today we are talking about the revitalization at the Peoria Civic Center. Happened between 2005 and 2007, and we gave dedicated locker space to the men's team for the Bradley basketball team and to the hockey team for the Peoria Rivermen. Today with me, Director of Communications for the Rivermen, is Brendan Burke and his friend Frankie. How you doing, Frankie? What's going on with Frankie, Brendan?
Frankie actually is one of the Rivermen players' dogs. He wasn't old enough to make the flight back to Sweden, so he's hanging out for the summer.
How old is he?
He is 8 months old and shaking.
Frankie, when do you get to go back to Sweden?
We're going to take Frankie back in a couple of weeks. He'll make the trip. So.
Well, does he get to go to the locker rooms with us?
The equipment managers don't let me bring pets down there, so no pets allowed in the locker room.
Well, you stay here, Frankie, okay? And we'll go down and check out the locker rooms right now. We got washers and dryers to the right, and in here is the main locker room. So tell us what happens in this room a little bit, Brendan.
This is where they put all their equipment on. The guys are wearing about 50 pounds of gear. It gets lighter every year with the technology, but these guys, they get in, they get all their equipment on, they go out on the ice, they'll play a period, they'll come back in, they'll take half of it off probably, rest up, get some fluids in them, and go back out there and do it again. Pretty
nice looking lockers. You got nice wood here, and you got the nice gloves here, and check out the equipment here.
There you go.
Huh? You want to put some pads on? And
I might have to put some pads on.
Nice, solid, thick gloves here, and the difference between the uniforms, of course, is white is home.
White is home. Blue is on the road. In the NHL, it's actually reversed. The white is on the road, the blue is at home. But now the Rivermen wear the white jerseys at home.
Good.
And you gotta get them off quick. There you go. There.
Brendan, what is this room?
So this is the change room. The first thing these guys do, they come into games wearing a suit and tie always, or even coming into practice, they're wearing their jeans and their T-shirts.
I see them come in, they look good.
They always look good, and when they come in here, the first thing they do is they take off all their nice clothes. They'll either hang it up over here or put it on a hook, and then they'll jump into their warm-up shirts and shorts and socks, and their shoes are usually lined up in here during the season, and they put everything on. So they don't ever take anything out with them. They don't bring their stuff to work every day. They'll wear it, they'll use it, they'll throw it in a bin, it'll get washed, and it'll be hanging up here nice and pretty the next morning for them. So these guys always have the stuff with them.
These boxes up here?
Yeah, if there's paperwork or, the guys get paid. There's paychecks. They go in the mailbox, just like everybody else's office.
Brendan, you're moving up to the big leagues, Brendan.
Finally got that call. There's only one guy all last year that used a wooden stick, Jan Statsky.
Right?
Everybody else.
It's all old school.
These very expensive sticks. You're talking probably six figures worth of sticks that they go through in 1 year. So you talk about $100,000 worth of sticks.
Brendan, here in the workout room, we got a couple of tables here, and the hot tub over there, and the jacuzzi. And intern Molly asked the first question about the pucks being in the freezer. What's up with that?
Keep the pucks in the freezer. It's 8 ounces of vulcanized rubber. It's going to bounce every which way unless you try and uniform that a little bit. So they keep those pucks frozen. During the game, they're on ice in the penalty box, and they bring them out when they need to.
Sounds like a plan. And here's where guys get worked on in case they get maybe a pulled muscle or something?
Yeah, these are the training tables. Anything from massage to just stretching out a guy's legs to icing down an injury or a potential injury or just something sore. You jump out of the hot tub or the cold tub and get on here and get stretched out. These machines right here actually are the new form of ice packs. It actually circulates very close to freezing water through an apparatus which you could strap on your shoulder, on your knee, or whatever it is, and it really gets in an intense ice as opposed to just throwing on a bag of ice. So always improvements being made for these guys.
Cool. So here's what happens when they get a little injury or need a little R&R, but here's where a lot of energy is expended here in the workout room, and you got a lot of equipment in here.
Yeah, it's a nice facility. They've got the bikes and the treadmills and the Stairmasters and the free weights. I mean, these guys, they work out every day and sometimes more than once a day. The guys that are healthy but not playing in the game will often work out in here during the game. You won't see them during the first period because they'll be in here watching the game on the TV and perhaps riding the bike or running on the treadmill. So these guys work out all the time, and obviously that's their life. They have to be in shape.
You got about 15 bikes here and some free weights, and you can also put their own tunes on over in the corner?
Yeah, there's often a fight that breaks out about whose iPod is hooked into the sound system here. But ultimately, these guys get along, and if it wasn't their day today, it will be tomorrow.
Well, it's kind of an interesting setup because the step below AAA hockey here is in Alaska, right?
Yeah, Anchorage.
But you're one step away from the bigs.
Yeah, it's much nicer to make the 3-hour drive to St. Louis than it is the 15-hour flight out west to get to Anchorage. So You'd much rather go up than down, obviously, but everybody gets an opportunity here to move up, and that's what they're here for.
Awesome. Thank you for showing us behind the scenes here in the Rivermen locker rooms with Brendan Burke, Rivermen Hockey.